Hello everyone, welcome back. Myself Dr. Kailash, and in this presentation I am going to describe the viewers about solid waste management. So in this presentation we will see what is a waste, what are the different types of waste, and then how effectively the solid waste can be managed by using landfills and composting techniques. What is a waste? A waste is any kind of material, substance, or a byproduct which has been eliminated or discarded, which is considered as no longer useful, which is considered as obsolete, or it is not required after completion of a process and hence it is discarded. Such a material or substance or byproduct, we call it as a waste. So broadly, waste has been classified as solid waste, e-waste, and biomedical waste. Any waste which is in solid form, which I am going to discuss in detail, that is solid waste, electronic waste, and then biomedical waste. Any waste which is infectious and becomes a source of many diseases is categorized into biomedical waste. We shall now discuss the solid waste management. Well, before that, what are the sources of solid waste? How solid waste is generated? Solid waste may be in the form of plastic waste, it may be in the form of the construction waste, it may be in the form of agricultural waste and domestic waste. So all these wastes together collectively become a solid waste. The most important thing is how effectively we are able to manage the solid waste. Not only India, the entire world is facing this major problem. How to dispose the waste, how to effectively manage the waste which is being produced in a very large quantity across the globe every year. The functional elements of solid waste management is, the first thing is collection of the waste. From all the sources we have to collect the waste. It has to be transported to one particular area wherein segregation has to be done, and whatever the waste can be recovered will be recovered in that particular segregation, and the recyclable materials from that solid waste can be done, and then the remaining things will be disposed of, and again the analysis will be done, and once again cycle will continue. Collection from various sources, transportation to one particular area wherein segregation of the waste will be done to recover the required materials, recycled, and then non-recyclable materials will be disposed of, and again the analysis will be done. There are various different techniques which are used for solid waste disposal. They are incineration, deep sea dumping, landfills, and composting. In incineration, the solid waste will be collected in one particular incineration tank, and here at a very high temperature the solid waste will be completely burnt off, and during this process whatever the heat energy is produced, that heat energy will be utilized for the generation of electrical energy. Singapore is one country which uses incineration process for effectively disposing of solid waste which is generated in that particular country. Another one is deep sea dumping. It's a very crude method of solid waste disposal wherein whatever the solid waste is generated, So it will be collected and dumped in a deep sea. So in incineration process also, the end product, that is ash which is produced, so that will also be dumped in deep sea, but compared to the direct dumping in the deep sea, this ash will be less harmful. So the two important methods of solid waste disposal are landfills and then composting. So we'll discuss about the landfills and composting in detail in the upcoming slides. Now we will see what is a landfill. Landfill is nothing but it's a carefully designed structure built into or on top of the ground, in which the entire trash which is collected replaced in that particular structure, and this structure will be completely isolated from the surrounding environment. That is, it is totally isolated from the groundwater, and it is isolated from getting mixed with the air. Now let us see the difference between dumping and scientific landfills. Dump is an open hole in the ground wherein whatever the trash has been collected from the entire city, or whatever the solid waste has been collected from the entire city, will be dumped in one particular area which is meant for that. There is no environmental protection involved here, there are no regulations, just collecting the solid waste generated from the entire city and then just dumping it in one particular area. Whereas in scientific landfills, scientifically engineered structures will be made in one specific site of the city which is totally isolated. All the solid waste which is collected from the city will be buried in this particular scientific landfills, and which is not harmful to the environment. We will now see how these scientific landfills, they actually differ from just the dumping grounds. In ordinary dumping grounds, whatever the waste has been dumped in one particular area, through the decomposition of the wastes, a liquid waste which is highly toxic, which is called as leachate, will be produced, and this leachate will get mixed with the groundwater, thus polluting it completely. And also, during the decomposition of the solid waste, the methane gas which is produced, that methane gas, due to not effectively managing it, gets lit off automatically, just burning the entire solid waste which is collected there. That is why the scientific landfills are essential in order to effectively manage the solid waste which is collected. What are the essential components of the scientific landfills? In the isolated area, a large well will be dug up for effectively collecting the solid waste, and this well will be protected by a clay liner. This clay liner will protect the leachate which is being produced here from getting mixed with the groundwater. In addition to that, through proper piping system, whatever the leachate is produced here by the decomposition of the solid waste, this leachate will be collected and then it will be treated and then it will be let off. Similarly, through another piping systems, whatever the methane gas is produced here, that methane gas will be recovered and used for various applications. Thus, the scientific landfills play a very important role not only in effectively managing the solid waste which is generated, but also in effectively managing the leachate which is produced here and the methane gas which is produced here. They will become completely managed very well. Another technique of solid waste management is composting. So composting is a biological decomposition process of organic waste. Organic waste which is generated from household waste, that is vegetable peels, fruit peels, etc. And from the vegetable market, fruit market. So whatever the organic wastes are there, they will be completely decomposed by the biological methods using bacteria, fungi, worms, etc. And the end result of composting is an accumulation of partially decayed organic matter, which is nothing but compost. This compost is used as soil conditioner, which is very rich in nutrients for the growth and development of the plants. So how this composting is done? We need to choose one particular area where we want to carry out the composting process. Usually small pits will be made of the desired dimensions. We need to add all the necessary ingredients, so which are organic waste, which are considered as organic waste. We need to add all these ingredients in that particular place, and then we need to keep it moist. We have to add water regularly so that whatever the ingredients are there, they are kept moist. Then we have to wait for few days to get those organic waste decomposed off. And after a few days, so whatever the compost is produced, collect it and use it for various applications. Usually the compost which is produced here, which is used as soil conditioner, as because it is rich in nutrients, can use it for gardening purposes. Another form of composting is vermicomposting. So in this, by using earthworms in the process of organic waste decomposition to get the better end product, which is called as vermicompost. Various earthworms are used here. So usually the earthworms of the varieties Ischenia fotida and Lumbricus rubeolis, these are the most commonly used earthworms in the production of vermicompost are used. So here also a vermicompost bed of desired dimensions will be made, and in that vermicompost bed the waste from agriculture, domestic waste, that is vegetable waste, fruit waste, everything will be collected in that particular vermicompost bed, and then these earthworms will be added, and this entire bed will be kept moist by frequent watering. So usually for about 20-21 days, so these worms will be kept there itself, and so after say about 20-25 days, so organic waste will be completely converted into the soil conditioner kind of compost, which is called as vermicompost, which can be used for various agricultural applications. And along with that, another important end product which is produced here is vermi wash. This vermi wash, which contains the various nutrients, which can be used as a foliar spray. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation on solid waste management. Please subscribe this channel and get the updates for the latest videos. Thank you.